Welcome to the Grind 329 podcast by Lonza. We hope you'll enjoy your stay.
Hello, everybody in the world. Welcome to the Grind 329 by Lonza podcast. We're going to do a special podcast today. One of my good friends, Monique Jackson, also known as DJ Dutchess, formerly known as Dutchess, the poet, the rap artist, the singer, put out a great informational video on her Facebook the other day about her going into business for herself. And as you all know, I'm a big advocate of going into business for yourself, becoming an entrepreneur, and getting it on your own. You know, when I first came into the music industry, I had some good friends of mine that were running their own business, and I just felt like I wasn't a complete part of the team. So I always felt like I needed to do my own thing. So I branched out and started figuring out how to do my own thing. Started producing on my own, started engineering on my own, got artists to manage and produce for and engineer for. And that's where I met Monique Jackson at. And let me tell you, when you talk about the it factor, and when you talk about having it and being able to woo a crowd, let me tell you, that lady right there, that woman, she could woo a crowd. So when she said in one song we did together, she wrote in a song that she's gonna turn this music into a business. It wasn't surprising to me that she was gonna do exactly what she said she was gonna do. And fast forward to 10 years, 12 years later, here she is making her music into a business. So I thought I'd do a podcast because I've been wanting to do this for a long time about a couple things that you should do or you should know when you're trying to start your own business. So I want to give you 10 things that you should have or you should do to prepare yourself to have your own business. So number one, you should conduct market research, and that will tell you if there's an opportunity that it's your turn to turn your idea into a successful business. A lot of times people just say, hey, I want to do a business on a car wash. Then you turn around and there's 25 car wash in your immediate area, and you don't have a niche to break into that car wash industry. So now you're stuck with an idea, and now you're trying to figure out how can you be different than everybody else that has car wash business. But then you have to be smart. If all 25 of those car wash businesses were all brick and mortar businesses, and you had no mobile detailing businesses, boom, now that's where your niche comes in. You can go in and you can become a mobile detailer. And now, by conducting that market research, you're able to find where you fit in, and you can make a killing and probably beat out your competition. Number two, you should write your business plan. Write out your business plan, because now it starts to make sense. I'm a true believer in when you write stuff down, that those things come into fruition. When you speak things into the atmosphere, when you speak it out in the open, sometimes those things come to be true. So I believe in that. Write down your business plan, and that way you can see exactly what you want to do. You can kind of figure out your loopholes, and then you can run that by somebody, and they can say, yeah, that's a good idea. I like this. I don't like this. Whatever the case. Number three, fund your business. You got to find a way to fund your business. I don't suggest that you just up and quit your job without having savings in place, a way to fund your business. If you're just going to jump out and run your own business, you shouldn't just run your own business without having some equity, some backup, some funds, some savings. So figure out how to fund your business. Number four, pick your business location. You may want a brick and mortar building. You may want to have online um, company where you can sell online. Look into how your business location will play into your building your business. Choose a business structure. Yeah, I just talked about that with picking your business location. Choose a business structure, how you want to structure your business. Choose your business name. Number 6, choose your business name. When we came up with the El Jefe concept, one of the things we took into consideration is that we wanted to be able to stand out and also spell the El Jefe a little bit different than the regular traditional El Jefe, because when you go and search El Jefe on the internet and you spell it the correct way, the way that it's pronounced and the way it's spelled in Spanish, there is a million El Jefes. But when you go in and you find and you search for El Jefe, HJEFE, you won't find but only one. So that's the key to it. Choosing your business name. Be smart about how you want to choose your business name, and make sure that it makes sense and it brings the type of business and the look that you want it to bring to your company. Register your business. You may have to do some research on how to correctly register your business, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy. You want to next get your federal and state tax IDs. Every state is different. Federal is pretty much the same across the board because it's federal, but you want to kind of do some digging and figure out what it takes to do it in your state. So get the federal and state IDs. Apply for your licenses and permits is number 9. The same thing. Georgia was pretty straight up and simple. So applying for licenses and permits based on what you're trying to sell, you'll have to look into that and figure out exactly how far you want to go with that. And last but not least, open a business bank account. And if you're unable to open a business bank account, you may want to open a savings account. But the problem with opening a savings account is that savings account is linked personally back to you. So if you get sued by anybody, then it goes and they can take that money from your personal account, and then you have no way to separate functions for that savings account. So open a business account. There's some stipulations on opening a business account, how much you're going to open it for, all those different things. But go talk to your local bank representative, find out who has the best rates, and figure out who can do the best for your business, and go from there. So again, without further ado, the next voice you'll hear will be from Monique Jackson, where she details her current situation, where she stepped out on faith and she decided to become an entrepreneur full time. So yeah, listen to my girl. I'm sure you're going to be blessed by what she's going to tell you. She's going to give you a lot of tips, and she's going to give you a lot of insight into what it takes. Let me tell you, being a business owner is not for the weary. It's not for the weak. So if you think that working for somebody else 8 hours a day was bad, wait until you work for yourself and you got to work 24 hours for yourself. It ain't for the weak, but it is well worth it. And at the end of the day, you will feel that you accomplished something because you did something for yourself versus working for somebody else and doing it for somebody else. So again, without further ado, Monique Jackson, y'all, the Dutchess.
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Hope you can hear me. So listen, I was going to do this tomorrow. I don't know if y'all are up. I don't know if you watch this. I don't even really know if I care if y'all watch this. Catch it in your replays and, take it for what it's worth. Today, I went into my gig super excited. It is literally my first gig post giving my 2 weeks notice to corporate America. And for those who don't know, I have been a cardiac sonographer for 12 years. Actually, it would have been 12 years in November. And at the beginning of this year, I was like, I want to work for me. I want to take my business, take these dreams, and do what I've always wanted to do with them. I've wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was a kid. Howsoever, I was not brought up in the type of household, and I don't think many of us were. I wasn't brought up in the type of household that I was taught to dream. And it's not a slam to my folks or anything like that. I realistically think that for most of us, our parents couldn't teach us to dream because they weren't in a position where they were able to dream. I was taught stability. I was taught to learn stability. You go to school, you get a job that provides stability for you and your family, and that's what I was taught. But that's the situation that most of our folks were in. It wasn't a situation where you could be like, hey, I want to go out and live my dreams. No. What dreams you talking about? Go on and make this money and take care of your family, put some food on the table. And so when I went to school for sonography, I stated to myself that this was a means to get to my dream. And I definitely stayed in it a lot longer than I planned to. And it wasn't until really last year where I think I went to Danielle Brown's, I DJ'd Danielle Brown's Moving Forward event. And during that event, I got to see a bunch of Black women entrepreneurs who had stepped into their dreams full time. And for me, that was an awakening experience, being like, when are you going to do it? How are you going to get to it? How long are you going to take to get to it? So I started doing necessary things in order to make that happen, LLCing my company, and starting to look into the bigger picture of what I was doing. And so now I have stepped into a position where I am going to do this full time. And not just this full time, but I have loads of dreams that I'm finally like, it's time for me to make this happen. So I wanted to get this off my chest because tonight I DJ'd a wedding, and if y'all know me, I love love. Like, I DJ weddings because I absolutely love love. I love being in love. I love watching people be in love. I love the experience of being in love. And I think that, love is a thing that will bring the world, peace. I know that's all fairy tales and whatever, but I love love. And so I decided that I was going to go into pushing my future, because if I don't go for these dreams, then I can't tell my children it's okay for them to dream. So tonight I'm all excited about this wedding because, hey, this is your first, this is your job now. Like, your business is your job now. This is my career now. Who do I call out to? I call out to myself. And so as I'm at the wedding, I walk up, and I posted earlier, I walk up to the bride and groom just to check on them, make sure they're all right, let them know if they need anything to let me know. And as I'm walking up, one of their guests is like, man, your DJ is awesome. And the bride and groom are like, here she is. And so I was like, thank you. We don't get the party started later and all this other stuff. So I'm on a high from the evening. People are dancing, they're having a good time. And in the middle of my set, an older gentleman comes up to me and he says, you suck. Like literally puts his hands in my face, points at me and goes, you suck. And he's like, he said, you see the people on the dance floor? Well, there's people over there who aren't dancing. And I said, okay. And so, you know, it's one of those moments where you have to be like, you know, from 2 to 82, you can get it. And I think he might have been past 82, howsoever. I'm very professional. And for me, when I say things like your day deserves the royal treatment, I mean that. I mean that. So I'm not going to come out of character for somebody just because they don't understand what's going on here. So when he told me you suck, I had one of those moments like, and I simply did this to him. And he goes, oh, no thumbs up. And he got closer to my face and he put his finger in my face and he said, you suck. I don't know what side of the Mississippi this young man is from, howsoever. Sir, I will break that finger off. And instead of doing that, I literally, again, just was like, thanks. And he ended up walking over to the bar. And I was playing like a line dance song so I could slip off for a second. And I slipped off to him and I tapped him on his shoulder. And I said, hey, my man, I understand you're not happy with what I'm playing right now. Howsoever, the bride and groom are out on the dance floor. This is their night. And I said, but I tell you what, if you want me to play music for your night, book me. And I walked back off. And for me, I realized in that moment that not everybody is going to see the vision of what you're doing. This young man could not, well, this old man could not see the vision of what I was doing for this couple. They're having the time of their life. And I wasn't going to let what he said and what he did deter me from having the time of my life and feeling the way that I was feeling. So I ended up finishing it out tonight and just really thinking about what it is that I'm trying to do here. Going into working for myself is scary. I don't know if y'all don't know my fiance, or if you do know my fiance, you will know that baby pushed dreams harder than Reagan pushed crack into the black community during the crack epidemic. Like, baby will tell you for a full fact, like, you need to go and live your dreams. I got to live my dreams so that my kids can see me living my dreams and go out and live their dreams. And it wasn't until I think me and her started talking and she hit me with the, okay, so you want to do this full time? When's your exit date from corporate America? And at that time we said it was going to be on her birthday, December 31st. And so I was like, all right, December 31st is happening. And at some point in time, she was just like, all right, your 12-year anniversary for being a cardiac sonographer is supposed to be November 27th. You should try to push up your date and go for it November 27th. So coming into June, I ended up, I don't think I told any of y'all, I ended up purchasing a home. And it just fueled me that much more to go for my dreams, because that was a dream of mine, home ownership. And so coming into August and September, I spent my days at work thinking of business. Every patient I'm with, every person I talk to, all I can do is think about business. And I come home, I'm so tired from working that I can't work on furthering my business. And so I went into the last couple of months saying that I'm not going to be able to reach my dreams until I get out of corporate America. So here I am, trying to go for my dreams out of corporate America, and it is scary. I am very grateful that I have the woman that I have with me by my side, because she's the type who basically be like, listen, I know how to build a tent, I know how to fish. So if push come to shove and we got to start fishing, building tents and camping out full time to keep going and pushing for our dreams, we'll do that. So I say this to say to you, go for what you know. Create a plan. I ain't telling you now. Listen, don't just jump up out your job without a plan. Create a plan and see that plan through. Write that vision down and see that vision come true. Look at bars. Ooh. Sorry. I mean that to say, we work so hard for other people, and not everybody has the dream to get out of corporate America. So if that's not your dream, if that's not your passion, baby, keep doing what you're doing. But if it is, at some point in time, you gotta say, you give yourself an exit date. This is what I'm telling you. Give yourself an exit date, because if you don't, you will never come out of it. So give yourself an exit date. And for people like that young man, I'm gonna call him a young man, who pointed his finger in my face and told me I sucked today, even though I saw myself doing what I needed to be doing, all that did was tell me that there are people who aren't going to see your vision, aren't going to be able to see what you are doing, and are going to tell you that you suck, in spite of all the things that are happening for you. I didn't do this just willy-nilly. I didn't do it without thought. Literally things in my life, as I started to be like, hey, I want this, I'm going to make this happen. Things in my life started to come into alignment to where I could make it happen. Just outlandish stuff started happening. Like dang, like, did that opportunity just come to me? Yes. Did this opportunity just come to me? Just getting random emails in my inbox for gigs and certain things. And I ended up at some point in time last year raising my prices, and I was scared to raise my prices because I thought that nobody would want to book me if I was charging more. Howsoever, when I raised my prices, more people started to book me. And what it showed me was, it isn't until I started charging my worth that people could see what I was worth. And so I learned very quickly in this process not to share my dream with everybody, because everybody can't see your dream. Not everybody can see what it's going to take to get to your dream, or the vision that you have won't make sense to them because it's not their vision. So I'm telling people, oh, I want to do this with my business, and people are like, oh yeah, but you know, how's that gonna work out? And oh yeah, but we're in a post-semi-in pandemic range, and you do entertainment, so how's this gonna work out for you? And that for me was like, oh, you don't give me a vote of confidence. So that for me was like a step back. Like, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't make this happen. And it isn't until you can be like, nah, you don't see it, so I'm gonna just keep going for it, and I'm just gonna show you. So I'm saying this to say, if you got dreams, if you got things that you are going for, if you got little eyes looking up at you like, hey, what's next in this world? It is your duty to make those dreams happen. It is your duty to make sure that you do what's necessary in order to watch those dreams come into fruition, because my kids are going to watch what I do and follow what I do. It doesn't matter what I say. I can't say, baby, go for your dreams. You can be anything you want to be, but Mama's still working for other people, and I can tell you right now, that's not her dream. No. So for me, it was imperative that I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I did something different. And for me, doing something different was choosing things that aren't necessarily stable for me, but feed me in a way that corporate America could never feed me, in a way that working for somebody else could never feed me, in a way that clocking in for somebody else could never feed me. I would literally go to work, and on my lunch break, I would sit at my computer and half eat my lunch, and I would do things to build my business. And I just would say over and over, man, I just wish I had more time in the day to work on my business, because I know if I could, I know if I did, that I would go further than I could ever imagine. And so it isn't until I decided to actually create the opportunity to do that for myself that I can start seeing it happen. And well, it means that, you know, I might have to cut back on a couple things. So, you know, I might not be able to Uber Eats, breakfast in some days, and I might not be able to go out to nice dinners and go hang out and do all the things, but that's for a short period of time. I know that I'm going to be able to get where I want to go because I have the determination, the ambition, I have the work ethic, I have the drive, and I have the love for this to do this. And so the last wedding that I was at, I had a very interesting conversation with a man I do not know. He prayed over me, and he was just like, you are gifted at this. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You're gifted at this. He was like, and you have talent to back up your gift. And so that was confirmation for me that this is something that I want to do. This is something that I need to do because working for other people, I felt like I was slowly dying inside. And it's not to say that nobody else can go and work for other people that do it. But if you've wanted to own a catering business, figure out what it takes to make it happen. If you've wanted to be an event planner, figure out what it takes to make it happen. No matter what, there's always going to be a need. People want to party. People want to have a good time. And you have ideas and you have gifts that you need to share with the world. And so if this doesn't encourage anybody but me, I'm telling you right now, go forth and do what you've been gifted to do, what you've been created to do. And so now I'm stepping into this stage where I am doing what I feel like I've been created to do. And so it feels good. It is scary as hell. Oh my gosh. Howsoever, I'm going to make it happen. So I say that to say, and I'm going to get out y'all face. Listen, Simply Royal Entertainment, if you need a DJ, if you need a photographer, if you need a photo booth rental, listen, let me know. I got you. Holla at your girl, because we doing this full time now, and I'm talking about whatever kind of photography you want. You want boudoir, you want family, you want regular portrait shots, you want headshots, you want realty, whatever you need. Holla at your girl. Let me know, because I'm doing this full time. I got all the time in the world to make these dreams happen, and I want to thank all of the people who have booked me, given my name to people. So I appreciate that. Like, my name is in places where I've never been. My name is in rooms that I've never been in, and I can't wait to get in those rooms and show these people what I got. So yeah, do what you gotta do, and I love y'all. So I try to do this more every now and then, maybe like some motivational Monday stuff, because I got time. I work for me now, so I'm gonna clock in and make these dreams happen. I love y'all. Peace.
Hope you've enjoyed the show. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, contact us at zay2001@gmail.com.